Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be an energy shift reading for my dearest Sagittarius. We have Mercury going retrograde from January 30th through February 21st. So when Mercury is in retrograde, we're always dealing with a purge and an upgrade to the throat chakra. Communication and short distance travel are definitely going to be affected. We need to be more conscious of how we communicate and our mental focus. It can feel like a chaotic time, but we just have to be more careful with our travel plans, any contracts that we might be entering or signing, emails, and take extra time to make sure that there's a real clear understanding. This Mercury retrograde is taking place in Aquarius, which rules the 11th house of friendships and groups. And so there may be frustrations in your interpersonal world, Sagittarius. So take this time to go within. Now, before I get started, you guys, I'm just going to ask that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, check out the description box for ways you can get a private reading, or if you like the decks that I'm using, I do have them listed and linked in order of appearance. Also, feel free to leave a comment. And ring that notification bell if you guys would like to get updates whenever I upload new content, which I am doing quite frequently. So let's go ahead and jump into this, Sag. Let's see what this Mercury retrograde has in store for my dear Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius, please, for this Mercury retrograde. Ooh, we've got the Six of Pentacles. I love that energy. It's an energy of love, but it's also a reminder that what you're looking for is also looking for you. And it's about an equal exchange of energy, time, money, resources. It's nice energy. So what will this retrograde bring into your life? Look at that. I see the Six of Cups. All right, so the Six of Cups is soulmate energy, but we'll get into that in a minute. What aspect of your life will be most affected? The High Priestess. Ooh, okay. How can you minimize the damage or any negative effects? The Three of Cups. Sag, you guys are either dealing with a water sign, and I know this has come out in a lot of your readings. Some of you guys have heavy water in your chart, or you're connected to a water sign, because I always say this when I'm doing your readings. The lessons that need to be learned during this period. Ooh, Aquarius and Aries energy, the Fool. What part of your past do you need to reflect on in order to heal and help you in your journey? Hierophant. Wow, you guys, really amazing cards coming out. And the final outcome energy. Oh, the Emperor. All right, Sag, I am so stoked to get into this reading. Your overall energy is the Ace of Cups. So without a doubt, you guys, for many of you, this absolutely is a love reading or has to do with a romance or some sort of romantic connection. Now, it could also be somebody that you love. So it could be a member of your soul tribe, your family, you know, somebody you work with. But I'm really picking up on this being about love and commitment, Sag. For those of you who are looking for your divine counterpart, it's, you know, especially if you identify as the divine masculine, it's coming. But what we're getting here with the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, this is a new beginning in love. And, you know, there's this overflowing of emotion. This is a huge blessing. And we see this beautiful starry sky. And, you know, it's like the stars are aligning. Everything's perfect. There's just this really beautiful element of romance coming towards you and, you know, during Mercury retrograde. But what's interesting about this card is we do have this prince, and he's come upon this absolutely gorgeous figure. But it's dark. It's nighttime. So everything might not be quite as it seems. Now, some of my Saggies, you might have a little bit of hesitance because you recognize, wow, this might be too good to be true. Or who's this beautiful figure standing here in the middle of the night, right? It's awesome, but at the same time, it might make you sort of scratch your head a little bit and say, okay, what's really going on here? So Spirit is asking you to just sort of lean into this. Don't make any sort of snap decisions one way or the other, okay? Because we have the Strength card there. Again, this may be triggering you. Again, some of you may have sworn off of love for quite some time. Maybe it's even this person, because we do have the Six of Cups, which can be reconciliation. And Mercury retrograde often brings exes or people that we have a history with back into our lives, either for it to be rekindled and to go the distance, or for that energy to be healed and cleared. So I do feel as if some of you may be triggered. Some of you might be just trying to get a handle on how is it you really feel? How is it you're really going to approach approach this situation. Now we have the High Priestess and we have the Hierophant. So this is a spiritual connection without a doubt. You are being divinely guided to this reunion or into union with this soulmate, okay? Because there's very important lessons here. For many of you, you are coming in contact with your divine counterpart. It may be an Aries, because I have a lot of Aries here, or you may have Aries in your chart. We have Taurus, we have Virgo and Pisces, but then lots of water here, okay? So what this retrograde is bringing into your life, this is a reunion. And this may be somebody that, if you don't know in this lifetime, your souls connect or have connected in other lifetimes, okay? It's a beautiful energy. It's a soulmate energy. And, you know, I'm seeing a lot of night sky here. So there may be a little bit of, you know, there's a little bit of a warning here to make sure that you're seeing things for what they really truly are, because some things might either seem too good to be true, and you might sort of fall into that, you know, that fantasy world, this sort of Neptunian energy that I'm picking up on, where there's a lot of illusion, kind of losing yourself in this person or in this connection, or in that sort of daydreamy or that dreamy sort of state that this is sort of triggering within you. Or, you know, some of you guys are going to say, hey, wait a second, there's something off about this. Okay, so just really lean into those feelings and trust your intuition, Sagittarius. Now, the Six of Cups is telling me here there's also a need, there's that need for grounding. Because in this card, you know, on one side we have the two lovers meeting and connecting, and it's beautiful and it's joyful. And then we have them after they've holed themselves up in this, you know, room or in an inn for quite some time, not knowing how many days or hours have passed. You know, one of the young lovers is coming out to say, okay, now what? All right, now what? Where do we take this? Where do we go from here? So it's a really nice, beautiful energy, Sag. But what aspect of your life is going to be most affected? We have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is all about making choices, and it's all about seeing beyond the current situation and seeing beyond what you can see at this moment. And this is really being echoed here with this Ace of Cups, because again, it might take a moment after the sort of, you know, after the initial passion or the initial sort of wow factor, you're going to say, okay, wait, but what is this? You know, what is this beautiful figure here? You know, is she even real? Is this real? Is this something solid? Is this something, you know, is this something that I can hold on to? So Spirit's really asking you to trust your intuition and trust your divine guidance. Many of you absolutely are being guided into union with somebody very special. Now, how you can minimize the damage or any negative results of this retrograde. This is a beautiful energy. This is the Three of Cups. So I'm getting two cards of reunion. So if you guys are looking to reconcile with somebody, it's absolutely on the table. Okay. But what I've got here with the Three of Cups is the celebration that we see on this side, where we have these three sort of priestesses, goddesses, celebrating and making offerings. There's one who has left and is sort of continuing her vigil and giving thanks, okay? And it's just a reminder that regardless of the outcome of this situation, there's a really important spiritual lesson here for you. Because again, some of you guys, this is a past person that's coming into your life for healing and clearing, so you can get closure, so you can call in your divine masculine or your divine counterpart. And for others of you, this person is your divine counterpart, but there were some intense lessons that you've had to learn here. So this is just a reminder here to be in that attitude of gratitude, to give thanks for, you know, all of the experiences that we have. And, you know, and this is soul tribe energy as well, you know, to continue to see the value in, you know, the things that we perceive to be amazing, and then, but also in the things that we perceive to be kind of negative, or why did I even have to go through this with this person? Some of you guys, you know, there was a separation here. And, you know, you might have been very angry with this person, or you might have even been just sort of like shaking your fist at the universe. Like, why did you have to put me through this? But there's value in it. There's learning and there's growth. There's development. So the lessons that need to be learned during this period, we have the Aries energy of the Fool. And remember, with the Fool card, it's a reminder that there's so many infinite possibilities. So really just pay attention to the way that you talk to yourself. What you think, what you dream, what you imagine can really come into fruition, because some of you are manifesting this divine counterpart or this reunion. But with the Aries energy, it's also it's a card of look before you leap. And again, we have this person who, you know, some of you guys, you know, you are going to realize that this is just a statue, okay? Or that somebody that you thought was your person really isn't what you thought they were, or isn't what you wanted them to be. Does that make sense? They aren't what you wanted them to be. And some of you guys are going to get healing and closure and move on. Some of you guys are going to be very pleasantly surprised, okay? So the energy here, the lesson here is to look before you leap, but also to keep that hope alive. That because you've been hurt in the past, that doesn't mean that you're going to be continued to be hurt in the future or in the present. Now, what part of your past that you need to reflect on in order to help you aid and heal in the journey? Well, this is really interesting because we're getting the Hierophant. So some of you guys may have been in a committed relationship with this person. Some of you may have been in a committed relationship, and I'm getting that, there was a divorce or a separation here, and that might have sort of soured your approach to love, this energy that we carry around with us that, things don't work out for me, or, that was such a horrible experience. I'm absolutely not going to do that again. But Spirit is really asking you here with the Fool card, and also with all of this love and this sort of soulmate energy and this very spiritual energy, to really open your heart again to love when you are ready. So reflect on when you made a commitment. But I'm also getting, the main message here for my dear Saggies is also, we see this Hierophant with a mask on, and we can't quite see what it is that it's like this energy of making sure who someone truly is before you give yourself over to them, or you open your heart to them completely. Because I feel like many of you may have, either whether it was a quick marriage or whether you jumped into a relationship with someone that you truly loved, and you may have really trusted your intuition, but you may have found out that you didn't truly know that person, or you didn't truly know yourself. And so you're really being asked here to take a look at, what are you putting blind faith into, and how has that affected you in the past, and how will that change your decision making from here on out? For others of you, you're being asked to blindly follow. It's not blindly follow, because I would never suggest any of you do that, but following your intuition and surrendering to Spirit, because there are beautiful opportunities on the way. Okay, and some of you, I feel as if your heart has been a little bit closed because you've been disappointed in the past. Again, maybe you've had to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. Again, take gender out of that sort of metaphor or that saying, because it's like, it's about figuring out who you are and what it is you truly want, and calling in energies that are aligned with your own energy, trusting your intuition, making healthy choices. Okay, and we see your final outcome as the Emperor. So for some of you, you're calling in your divine masculine, and this is the energy, the work that you have done, throughout your sort of your own personal history, the last few weeks, months, years, the whole lifetime, your whole lifetime, has really put you in this elevated status where, again, you have proper boundaries in place, you know what you want, you're very comfortable with who you are, and you're attracting that energy. Okay, and for others of you, these are, through love, and relationships, that's where we have learned our toughest lessons, and we're really, we're very comfortable and poised within who we are. Okay, I feel like I was repeating myself there. I do apologize. But let's go ahead and grab some additional messages. Ooh, Sagittarius. All right, we get journey. So number 2. So many of you guys may have been single for quite some time. Many of you are also reflecting on a situation, whether it's with this soulmate energy or this person that's coming back to you during Mercury retrograde, or a past marriage or commitment. You're really reflecting on that journey and what has happened and what you have learned and how far you have come on your own since then. Okay, and we get the Angel of Love. Beautiful. So Spirit does want to bless you with love here. Spirit wants you to bless you with love. Okay, and for many of you, this is a divine union. Okay, that Spirit is absolutely guiding you to reconcile, or into this person's path. So we get attachment. So we have another number 5. So attachment, this is again taking a look at, and I feel like this is really linked to the Hierophant card, not because they're both number 5s, but for me this is kind of like devil energy as well. But taking a look at what we took for face value that we shouldn't have in the past, whether it was a person or whether it was what we thought we were supposed to do. You know, many of us have sort of fallen into relationships because they were comfortable, or because other people liked who we were as a couple, or because of our certain age, or because it was time to have children. And I'm not knocking any of that. I'm not saying that's even a bad thing, but taking a look and see, like, what did you do when it came to your love life or relationships that didn't give you the freedom that your soul truly desired to either express yourself or to be the highest expression of yourself? Like, what is holding you back? And what I love here is, you know, absolutely, if we look at these two cards, we have her taking the mask off, getting clarity. It's like seeing past the veil, seeing past the matrix, past the 3D, and really stepping into your true authentic self, okay? And applying that also to your relationships, not willing to be in a situation where, you know, where that isn't aligned with you, or where somebody is wearing a false mask or being deceptive about their emotions. It's just not even an option anymore for you, Sag, okay? So it's beautiful energy here. And then we get anxiety. Yeah, there's a level of anxiety around love and romance for many of you who are watching. And it's because you may have been or fallen into codependent relationships before. And I feel as if you've done a lot of work to get out of that, to balance, to stand on your own 2 feet, whether you financially depended on somebody, whether it was emotional, or maybe somebody was too clingy and dependent on you. And so I feel like there's a little bit of a trigger warning here, you know, for you guys, that like this reconciliation, I feel as if you're going to be of 2 minds. You're being asked to sort of unmask the culprit. What is that sort of niggling inside of you? What is this discomfort coming from? Because many of you, you're kind of like, I don't ever want to be tied down again. And you may look at love and relationships as something that really inhibit your freedom. Okay, freedom of expression, freedom to move about the cabin, if you will. All right, and for others of you, you know, you're taking a look at, you know, any sort of those negative behavior patterns that you've had or you've experienced in others in relationships, that you no longer, that you're absolutely just not willing to get involved with anymore. But I feel like there's such a purity of love that's, you know, in this sort of quadrant of the reading with the 6 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the Angel of Love, that there is a lot of love here. There is a new beginning, but you're going to have to lean into some of that shadow energy that you may be carrying around when it comes to love and relationships, that either makes you fear commitment or almost feel as if you need commitment, okay? So take it how it resonates, you guys, but we do get hostilities. I feel as if some of my Sagittarius out there, you may also be a little bit confused. You may meet someone, you may be calling someone in, that is a beautiful energy for you, but I feel as if there's an X with this hostilities that doesn't want to let you go. Okay, and I feel like you're a little bit worried about starting something new with still like this drama around you, or maybe even worried about these two like meeting or there being a confrontation, because I do see that there's some sort of anxiety here about some sort of energy that's attached to you, and there's some hostilities here as well. Okay, so just, you know, again, I feel like if you are calling in your Emperor, this person is going to want to fight for you, defend you, support you. They're not going to, an Emperor is not going to shy away from, you know, from your past, okay? But I feel as if some of you guys, that's something that you may also be keeping hidden from them, something you don't want to divulge, like, you know, I've got this crazy ex, you know, who doesn't want to let me go, or maybe, you know, you have financial ties to this person or something along those lines. Okay, Sag, so I can see how that's difficult, and that may be a source of why you're a little bit hesitant about, you know, jumping into anything new, because I do feel as if some of you have been dealing either with a narcissist, or somebody who was, you know, whether it was mentally or physically abusive, or somebody who just really feeds off of drama and doesn't really want to let you go. But Spirit's saying, you know, this is a new cycle, okay? This is a new type of love. And, you know, it's time to sort of trust your intuition, because this is absolutely a spiritual union here with the High Priestess and the Hierophant, okay? And for many of you, it is going to lead to commitment. But you have to, you know, the choice is yours. You have free will here, Sag. So some of you guys are going to say, no, you know what? I need freedom for a bit. Okay, others are going to say, you know, welcome, you know, somebody like a support system that you're going to find through this person. Ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms. Yeah, some of you guys have been through something very nasty. Some of you guys have escaped somebody who was quite abusive, mentally or physically. But that could be in your, it could be what you're currently escaping or you're moving away from, but it could also be something in your past. Now, don't forget, this could also be something that comes from your childhood. So there's a little bit of anxiety wrapped up in commitment or in love, because, you know, you've seen how it can go, you know, how it can go quite in the opposite direction. Okay. But you are healing this. You're moving through this. Whoa. Sorry, my throat chakra. Let love lead the way for change. Turn over a new leaf or a new page. Geez, I'm just making words up now. Turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. Yeah, you need to follow your heart, because I feel as if many of my Saggies, you guys have been stuck in a repeating cycle, whether you're constantly attracting people. You know, you might sort of, you might have like a propensity, or I'm trying to think of another word, you know, a tendency to attract people who want to control you, or people who, you know, who have issues with jealousy. But I'm seeing here, this is a different type of energy. It may be somebody from your past, but it's a different type of energy. It's a loving energy. And I see that also with this journey card. This is somebody who's also going to give you that freedom that my Saggies, you guys need. You guys absolutely need a level of freedom when it comes to your love relationships. But that doesn't mean that you can't be in a love relationship. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we get make friends. Friendship is the alchemy of success. So again, this person might have been a friend for you in the past. Or might be somebody that you meet through friends. I really do get this energy of, you know, trust it, but there's a level of mistrust that you bring to relationships, or to commitment, because of what you've been through. And we see the trauma coming through, Sag. But this is a different type of energy is what I'm picking up on. Something that you're going to be, you know, more than pleasantly surprised by. All right, so I'm going to read from the Pegasus Oracle. This is a brand new deck for me, but I absolutely love it. But I am going to read from the book, because the messages have just been so like eloquent and poignant for these readings. So we get, Indigo Pegasus of Wisdom, number 6. So 6 is that Venusian number of love. Look at this. We get this major energy of intuition. Look at the third eye activation that we're getting here. And we also have the High Priestess. Some of you guys may be psychics, empaths, other tarot readers yourselves. But I also feel as if this is a very psychic connection. You guys may have been dreaming of each other. You may have been dreaming of this person since you were younger as well. So the gifts of this healing are increased confidence in your ability to discern higher truths, and the capacity to sense that divine order is always seeking to emerge from chaos and confusion. So I feel as if, you know, in your love life, you've experienced this chaos and confusion before. But what I love about what this just said is your ability to discern higher truths. Okay. And again, you are able to see through any sort of illusion here, but you do have to go within, you do have to trust your intuition. Okay. Rather than becoming confused when outer appearance and inner reality do not align. I mean, you guys, I cannot make this stuff up. Trust what you sense as the truth beneath appearances. And look, we've got her taking the mask off, and we see that. We see this mask here with the Hierophant. You're taking the mask off. I love this. This is so powerful, you guys. I'm going to read that again. Rather than becoming confused when outer appearance and inner reality do not align, trust what you sense as the truth beneath appearances. Trust yourself, Sag. Your third eye holds loving wisdom, which will guide you towards clarity and higher understanding, step by step, at all times. Your higher self knows your authentic path and will reveal answers to your questions at the best time in the best way. Allow peace to enter your mind. Trust in the deeper workings of divine destiny in your life. As your inner eye opens, you will see at an intuitive level and understand how to undertake your life lessons and grow spiritually. Your soul is destined for significant progress and awakening. It's safe to rely on the power of spirit. Oh, Sag, beautiful, powerful energy, you guys. Major upgrade here to your third eye chakra. Absolutely. And we can see that here. And look at this. Turn over a new page. She's in tears. You guys have been through some serious SHIT, but let love lead the way. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we have messages of love cards for you guys. So let's see what else comes through. All right, strictly sexual. This connection is passionate but not enduring. Okay, interesting. So I feel like, again, some of you guys, this does speak to, Mercury retrograde sort of brings in certain situations that can be very sort of fast and very passionate, but they can fizzle out very quickly as well. And that would be, an energy of sexual healing, okay? An energy that came into your life just for the healing process. And it may be to move you out of this sort of traumatic energy and that's not for everybody, because I know that's not the solution for trauma as well. But for some of you, it's going to be a little bit of healing. It's that impetus for you to sort of moving on from your difficult past. Okay, so that is something to be aware of. There may be somebody from your past where it was just sort of, it was just a sexual connection or a physical connection. And again, they're coming in for healing and closure. For others of you, this might be what you think it is. Okay, you might be projecting. You might say, yeah, this is only sexual. Okay, but you may be pleasantly surprised that this person actually wants to come in and give you a commitment. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else comes through. Put away the computer. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. Okay, interesting. So somebody here as well, just maybe a little bit too focused here on the 3D. Okay, and and that could be creating a little bit of an illusion, because Spirit really is asking you to see beyond the 3D, to trust your intuition, see beyond what your eyes are telling you. Okay, just like we saw with this indigo Pegasus of wisdom, just what we're seeing in all of these cards, this nighttime sky. Remember, a lunar landscape. Something looks very different beneath the moon than it does in the daylight. Okay, so again, you're being asked to really trust your intuition here. You guys all have different situations, so take what resonates, take it how it resonates. But there is a beautiful healing that's taking place, and you guys have really worked through some really tough lessons here. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, Sag. I hope you found clarity and guidance in these messages. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day.